Hey guys, Rob again with the AIM Endurance Group. This is cycle number 5 of your competitive weight workout, and I just want to encourage you to really pay attention to your blood sugar levels by hitting your isotonic drink consistently. If you can maintain that blood sugar level, you're going to have a little better mental clarity, which is going to keep you from having any kind of soft tissue injury. This first exercise that we have on the spreadsheet there is going to be your chest flies with the fit ball, similar to what you saw in cycle number 1 where we did the straight bench press. I want to make sure that you pay attention to the fact that the ball needs to be supporting you up in between your shoulder blades and at your neck, that you're keeping your abdominals tight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this weight with a slight bend in my arm, okay? And all I'm thinking about is that I'm thinking about hugging a barrel. When I come down here, my arms are bent, and what that does is put a lot more stress on my pec major, okay? The chest muscles, that's what we're after. It's going to strengthen the muscles that surround the shoulder girdle. All right, again, another part of injury prevention. And what I want you to think about is you want to be bringing that weight down slowly on both the positive and the negative range of motion, keeping your abdominals nice and tight. All right, the ball is going to create a little bit more instability. That's natural. That's what we want, to be honest with you. That's why we have you doing so much on the ball. So just be patient with yourself. Make sure that you don't lock the elbows out, because then all the weight goes onto the elbow joint and not onto the pecs, and that's really what your focus is, okay? The next exercise that you're going to see there is going to be your single leg calf raises. I like to use the same dumbbell that you were using before, and all I want you to think about is what you're looking for is you're looking for a good stretch in the calf. All right, if I had a wall to lean against or something like that, what I don't want you doing is putting a grip on it and making it an arm workout. Simply want you to think from the kneecap down. All you're going to want to do is start with a nice gradual stretch, and then you just want to get up on the toe box as far as possible, okay? You just want to get up and you want to come down. Now you can help with the other leg ever so slightly for stability purposes, okay? But what we want to focus on is we want to turn on the calf muscles, the soleus, the two gastrocs that make up the lower leg. We want to make sure that all those get turned on so they're as strong as possible. It's a neuromuscular pathway that we're trying to turn on. And you want to make sure you get way up on the toe box. A lot of times I see people with this little dinky range of motion. Try to get up really high on the toe box and create a slight pause, okay? And what that's going to do is you have a tendency to be one side dominant, and when you're doing calf raises with both feet, that dominant side is going to take over. By isolating it, it's going to you'll find the weaknesses pretty quickly, okay? But remember, you don't want to be pushing down on something and making it a tricep workout. Keep it on the calf. All right. The next exercise that you see on there is called chicken wings, which we've had on some previous workout protocols. But the two things I want you to remember, because we've gotten quite a few emails on it, is that you want to keep your arm at 90 degrees, okay? From the side, what I mean by that is at 90 degrees, essentially the weight is being lifted in a semicircle, okay? If you think about my elbow is coming in a semicircle arc. And if you're looking at it from the front, I'm still trying to maintain that 90 degrees and coming straight up. As you start to fatigue, you'll notice it because when you get here, your hands will be inside. You should be able to look out and still see a 90-degree angle all the way around, okay? All the way through that arc. I want you to move nice and slow because this is going to be a continuation of trying to work on the head of the humerus up in the arm. It's also going to strengthen levator scapula upper traps a little bit, but all of your proprioceptive balance from your ankles all the way up into your hip, up into your stomach muscle and core, into your lower back, all the way up to the back of your neck is where you're going to feel those chicken wings. Like we've said so many times with your exercises, you need to make sure that the range of motion is slow and it's purposeful and methodical so that way you don't strain anything, okay? The last exercise that we have is the upright row. The range of motion for this is very similar to the good mornings that you saw a couple cycles back. What you want to do is you're going to assume that same position where you're bending over at 90 degrees. This is going to turn on the hamstrings, the glutes, the calves once again. Now you're going to engage lower back and abdominals a little bit more. Then we're going to engage latissimus dorsi. Lats is what a lot of people just refer to it as. Now you'll notice that I'm not using a lot of weight. And the idea here is I don't want to have to start jerking the weight to get the weight up. All right? I try to get full extension down to the ground and straight back up. Right? Now, if you were to watch your training partner, if you have one, while he or she does that range of motion, you'll see the shoulder blades, the scapula, you'll see that really rotating down and up. That's why I want you to let the weight drop so that you get a good stretch down. Then as you pull up and back, it's going to work all the muscles into the armpit, which is where teres minor, teres major, pec major, latissimus dorsi, a lot of muscles originate in that area. So by a nice slow range of motion up and down, by bending over at 90 degrees, you're going to be getting the front and the back of the core. You're going to be getting hamstrings and glutes, calves, because you're assuming that 90-degree good morning type of position, and you're involving movement. So again, you're at the end of your workout. You want to pay close attention to form, okay? This wraps up all the cycles in your competitive strength training cycle. If you have any questions, feel free to email us, and we certainly appreciate your time watching the videos.